Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, people watching this live on Facebook page or LinkedIn or YouTube. I am so excited to have my next guest. As I said earlier on the book launch, I plan to bring a number of people who have been really helpful to me and who have been incredibly successful. A lot of people who I get inspired every time I talk to. So today is going to be one such person who's going to be here with me very shortly in this live, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be amazed by the things that you do. So let me first give a short introduction of him. He's an HR professional by day, but the fun comes when the sunset comes. He changes, he transforms into a YouTuber, a Toastmaster, a event coordinator, an author, a fitness enthusiast, avid reader, and a blogger. You can understand he is, he calls himself jack of all trade. I call him master of all trade. He's amazing. So let's put our hands together and welcome Abu Shadab. Abu, where are you? Abu, welcome to the show. Abu, so good to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, yeah. Thank you, Haritosh. First and foremost, every time I see you coming up with something new, and I was reading today this Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic, and it said there is always a difference between being passionate and being curious. And what she talks about is it's important to be curious and not to be passionate because passion is something that can dry away. But being
True.
curious is something that always stays. So whenever it comes to you, what I really like is how curious you are and you have always come up with something new. Great job on that.
Thank you so much, Abu, and I'm so happy for you. Your book has come in the market, and not only on the Kindle, but it's on the paperback. Yeah, we can do that. Let me just add for people to see how amazing is the book cover, and we'll come and talk about the history, geography, and all about that. But no, just people see how amazing the book cover is. The book name is How Not to Screw Yourself. Financially, it's available in paperback, and also, if I'm not wrong, it's also available in Kindle. So amazing, Abu. Many congratulations, and I wish you all the best. I think it's gonna be a rocking bestseller.
Absolutely. Let's hope for the best. I'm so sorry. I have my. Give me one second. Abu, मेरा
Sure, sure.
session चल रहा है. Just give me one.
All right. So just to give a brief background of why I invited Abu. So when I was working on my book uh, in the second time when I went through coaching, I needed a number of coaching. We had a group of people who were authoring not the same book, but a number of people were authoring their own books. So it was me, it was Abu, and then we also have Taiba, which I'll bring some time, Deepak, and most importantly, I'll also bring our guru to say, Akash. So yeah, Abu is back. So this series is going to be part of discussion with them, how would the process went through, what all things we went through, and how exactly the book came into fusion and what was the idea behind. So now that Abu is back, so how not to screw financially? First of all, this is an amazing title, very enticing, very intriguing. So how did you come up with this title?
So that's a very important thing, Ritosh. I'm sure, you know. So one of the things that I really love to do is I read. I love to read a lot of books, and whenever I read books, it's very important for me to take back learning. And one of the learnings as a middle class we always have is, money is something we live paycheck to paycheck. And then I realized that one of my friends had once told me that, and I'm going to ask this question to you as well, that if the entire world's wealth is collected and if it is distributed equally among everyone. So one of the things people say that I have not been born with advantages. Let's assume that entire world's wealth is collected and it's distributed equally among everyone. What do you think will happen after 10 years or 20 years?
That's a good question. I don't want to open the secret because I've gone through the book. But I can tell my perspective. I know a lot of these TV show winners, uh, the winners of Kaun Badega Crorepati, the story of them going bankrupt, or how how to be a millionaire and then they again go bankrupt. So I know it depends on financial discipline of people. I'll leave it on that. I don't want to disclose your book
Ha,
secret.
no, no, that's the entire thing, Aritosh. So that's one of the things that I realized, that more than cribbing about our money, earning money and managing money are two different things.
True.
And we need to understand how to manage money. The moment we are able to manage money, everything will fall in our favor. So that was one of the things. And I wanted to really face my fear. One of my fears, it will always be finance. No. So growing up, I was always scared with math numbers, and I thought that it has continued. That the ghost of math and numbers continues with finance as well. I really wanted to overcome this fear of finance, and that is one of the reasons why I wrote this book.
Awesome, awesome. So finance is something that people generally relate. It's a very very serious topic, and no, you're not supposed to talk too much about it. And what if people know your secret and all? But you're giving so many secret, and I've read the book. I can say I've read almost one third to half of the book, and it's very funny with the number of instances. So what was the motivation behind that?
So I'm sure, Haritosh, as you mentioned, Akash. So Akash was our mentor. And one of the things that I really liked was, and one of the innovations when you were there in one of the meetings was, I'm not an expert in this field, and there are people who have written books on finance and they are expert in that field. So anybody who writes a book on finance, they start by talking about uh, their wealth. They start, that's how they start. Any book that you talk about, anybody who's writing a book on finance will talk about his or her wealth. But I don't have
Agree.
that. Do I have the right to write? Do I have the right to write? And that's just the time when Akash told me, yes, you have the right to write. It's your book. Moreover, it's your money. So you can do anything with your money, you can do anything with your book. So at times, you have to break that stereotype that the society has created. So if you want to do something,
Absolutely.
do it. It's just like from Jaunpur to London to UK. If you want to do something, you have to do something. You can't just because you are from a particular place or from a particular nation. That is that boundary that we only have, and we need to ensure that we destroy this boundary.
Absolutely, absolutely, Abu. This is so amazing. So, what was the journey like for you for book authoring as such? Because it takes a lot of gut to become an author, and even after I can say from my personal experience as well, even after you sort of become an author, you still feel like, what if people find out? What will they say? Will say, oh, is this the book that you've written? So, what do you think? How did you went through all the process, and how are you still dealing with those inner what do you say, inner fear, inner doubts?
I'm sure, Haritosh, as we are all sailing in the same boat, you can definitely understand the pain of being vulnerable. When people have the right. Now, when you open yourself to the world, they can say anything. So even at the last moment, I always had the fear: do I have the right to be an author? But then I watched, I'm sure you know Rahul Sharma. He is currently doing a PR for Ketan Bhagat, who is Chetan Bhagat's brother. And he was telling his story. So you understand being brother of somebody who is an inspiration for the entire nation, like Chetan Bhagat.
True, true.
Ketan Bhagat wanted to write a book, and you can understand most of the time there is a comparison. Even if a family doesn't do compare, they don't do the entire world is comparing. Now Ketan Bhagat took that leap of faith, and he also wrote a book. And what Ketan Bhagat thought that no sooner I'm going to write a book, I'm sure the world is going to compare me. It's going to beat me black and blue when it comes to Chetan Bhagat. But it did not happen that way. Chetan Bhagat was not sacrificed. So I thought when somebody at that level feels vulnerable, I am just no one. I should just go with it. The
Hmm.
only thing, and Chetan Bhagat said something beautiful, that people will only compare your first book with your second book, and they don't compare you with anybody else.
Absolutely, absolutely amazing. I think you're inspiring a lot of young budding authors and entrepreneurs to say. So let's segue towards a few advices. So I know you have a full book on how not to screw, but if somebody wants to actually shape up their finances, what are your top 2 to 3 tips that you want to give to the audience of this interview?
So that's a very interesting question, Aritush. So I'm going to travel in time and I'm going to suggest what I was told. The first financial advice that was given to me by my cousin. And he told me, before you spend, save. There can never come a possibility or there can never come a time in your life wherein you would say that, okay, the salary has been credited. Yes, my modus operandi, I'll first spend and whatever is remaining, I will save. It doesn't work that way. So you need to first ensure that you are safe. And you'll be surprised. Our expenses go as per the money that we have in our bank account. So if you have that money, you will spend. If you don't have that money, you will save. So first save the money. Only then you don't need to go. The second thing that really inspired me was the concept of urban poor. And this is something
Hmm.
that I discussed, and I realized that how we are living in an urban poor life. When it comes to urban
Absolutely.
poor, so we all know that, super rich, they don't need to inspire or impress anyone. Super poor, they don't care. Now we are stuck in between. Now we
Yep.
want to impress. We want to become super rich. Now because of that, we end up becoming urban poor.
Hmm.
So, and the third thing that will be is another very important thing is whenever you make mistakes, treasure your mistakes. Because when you
Hmm.
treasure your mistake as a book, as a YouTube video, as a blog, as an article, it becomes wisdom for you. What better it is to learn from your own mistakes. So we generally want to sweep it under the carpet. Oh, what if I share it with people? What will they think? Nobody will say and think anything. What is very important for us is to treasure those times that we made such errors and just to make a conscious effort not to repeat those errors in future.
Wow, amazing. I think I can sense a parallel in what I've written in my book about having it's all right to fail, it's all right to mistake, and if somebody says they have never failed, they've never made a mistake, probably they have never done anything new, they've never tried anything, which in itself is a bigger failure than the failure itself. So I totally love that. Unless you try, and this is again an experiment, live example of now we I haven't done StreamYard streaming with two people in there, and this is and I know with Abu I'm pretty safe. Even if I mess it up, that's fine. We are friends. So mess it up, take calculated risk, don't mess it big time, but yeah, keep messing up, and then when you keep messing up with the time, it becomes a message. uh, great Abu. So how has the response of the book been? I've read the book and I still need to write the review, but I'm absolutely impressed with the number of examples. I must say that one of the things that you mentioned, when the COVID hit and you were the only person that is supposed to go out, bring the grocery, take care of yourself, take care of your uh, I think it was your sister and the baby and all. I felt numb for a moment. I like how difficult it would have been for you. So a lot of such examples. So how had the response been so far?
So something that I really like is when people say that after reading the book, it is as if you are talking to us. So this is completely your style.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things when people told me that you haven't written a book of finance the way finance is supposed to be written. So, breaking away from that serious tone. So that
True.
is second thing. The third thing that I have got is, another very important thing is because being a first-time author, we depend on our friends and family. 99.9% have gone ahead and supported me. That is something which is very important. So more than
Mm.
anything, as you understand, Haritosh, with first book is just a trial. Whether it is a super hit or a super flop, nothing decides your first book. It's your subsequent books that comes out that talks about you. So yes, with my friends and family, they have been very kind enough. They have gone ahead. I'm looking forward. That was the reason, as you understand, and I'm sure you also have this process of getting a paperback for your book. You know,
Yep.
uh, that feeling of getting your book in hand. I suppose that was one of the things that I knew that most of the people they want that paperback.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy. People are purchasing it, and they have written. They have some people have given me a review in the form of thesis, and I am like thesis,
I know. I know.
and I'm like, wow. At times, when I have to make a list of what I have written good, I go back to their thesis and I pick it from there rather than going back to my book because they have written so much in detail that okay, let me go back to your thesis. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that is something very nice.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, when you see and you see the people doing the deep analysis, then you're
Yeah.
like, wow, is this me who has written this?
I have to go. Okay, it's me if I go. Okay.
So, couple more question on specifically on book writing process, and that's something that a lot of new budding book writers stumble upon. Number one is what was your book writing process? What was the schedule? What was the technique that you did to basically draft your manuscript and things like those? And number two, which is very popular word to say, is the writer's block that happens quite often nowadays with the authors. So did you stumble upon writer's block, and how did you overcome that?
So very interesting thing, Haritosh. So again, as a fan of two books, I'm sure you can relate to these two books: Atomic Habits by James Clear and Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. So to
Hmm.
answer your first question, I'll go back to this book, which is Atomic Habits by James Clear, wherein he says categorically that never focus on your goal. One major challenge is people want to focus towards their goal and they get obsessed and they do nothing. So if I want to get a great physique, so rather than focusing towards getting a six pack app, I need to work towards creating a system. And the system is very simple. Just get into the habit of writing. That's it. You know, 30 minutes and everything will show a compound interest. So 30
Yep.
minutes today, 30 minutes tomorrow, 30 days, you will be able to see something. So this is
Hmm.
first. I have stopped thinking about the goal. I have started focusing towards the system. The second question is when it comes to writer's block. Now, as per Elizabeth Gilbert, and I am greatly inspired by her, she talks about something that whenever, even if you have this writer's block, okay, one of the challenges that we face, we want great ideas. The problem
Hmm.
with great ideas is great ideas will not come to you. It will never be
Yeah.
served to
Yeah.
you. Take Haritosh, great idea, take it.
Yep. Yep.
This is not how great ideas they come. They will come
Totally.
in tiny pieces and
Yep.
you need to nurture them. Every day
Hmm.
you get, whatever idea you get, just go ahead, take care of it, nurture it, and within a period of time, it will certainly blossom.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I can totally relate to what you said about no adding up. You can't expect to have the book ready in like I'll sit today for 20 hours and I'll finish the book and probably I'll not sleep and finish. That will never happen. I mean, at least for normal human being like us, probably I don't think it will happen. It's all about consistency and making teeny tiny progress every time, but yeah, making substantial progress over a period of time. The whole concept of cumulative impact and compound interest, if you may call. So did you stumble across writer's block, author's block, and if you did you, how did you overcome that?
So for me, whenever I come across this particular term, which is a writer's block, rather than going to that block, I realize and understand that not every day will be a good day for you. But there is a difference between amateurs and professionals.
Totally.
Amateurs, they have got rest days, and professionals, they don't have rest days. So anybody can write when creativity comes to you. But you
Mm-hmm.
become a writer when you can still go and scribble anything, even when
Yeah.
creativity does not come to you. And this is my
Mm-hmm.
message to everyone. Even if creativity doesn't come, whatever comes to you, take care of it. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. The problem is if you stop today, then it will be tomorrow. And that leads to procrastination.
Amazing, amazing. This is very interesting about writer's block, that amateurs versus professional. Yeah, it's like any professional players, whether you're in the mood of playing the match or not, you're fit or not, at times you go on and still do that. So great, great. My next question to you is about your future plans. So what next? I know Abu has been into so many things, and he keeps doing new things. So what's next? Are you writing a new book, or are you doing something extra? If you want to, no, tell your secret.
So thank you so much, Haritosh. It's a crazy idea. I'm the new secretary for South Delhi Toastmasters. And the reason why I picked up this particular role is I will get 26 leads and I have to come up with MOAs, minutes of the meeting. I'm trying to compile it and make it a book. So, with one shot, I'll get two targets. So every Sunday I have to prepare one. So when I prepare, I'll have that compilation. And inshallah, January 2022, I look forward to compile everything and just publish it.
Amazing. All right. So I think yeah, we talked a lot about the writer's block, a process. What's your next step? Now let me ask you: have you read Small Town Bigger Dreams?
Absolutely. I have been,
No, I'm just kidding.
apart from reading that book, I have been a part of the journey. Now,
Um,
that is very important for me, to be a part of the journey and to experience that journey and understanding, I get greatly inspired and I talk about this with my family as well, especially right from that point wherein you were there at the terrace, look at that aeroplane and you said that uh, once you will see me also using this particular plane and actually going there means a lot. So for me, there is this one quote that I have taken from Nawazuddin Siddiq, which very beautifully says that no one cares about your hard work or pain until you win. So
mm-hmm.
win.
Wow, that's a amazing quote. I had heard, but yeah, amazing, amazing. So nobody will care about your hard work until you win. Cool, cool. So I think we have come towards the end of the this particular interview, and it was great talking to you. Any last comments? Any last remarks for our audience tonight?
Yes, yes. So this is again, there was this TED talk that I was listening to, and it is very important to understand that we all have been sent to this particular world for a purpose. Our birth was never an accident, you know. So for one human to survive, it had to bit 40,000 odds. Having said that, it clearly signifies and means that we all have a purpose and objective. The only thing is you need to first believe in yourself and believe in the universe as well. You just have to take step one and you will be surprised how step two, three, four, five, six will all be taken care of. The most important thing is go ahead, take step one and take that step daily.
Thank you so much, Abu. That was really, really good. So people who are watching this, I'm flashing his yeah, I'm flashing again his paper book. It is available in paper book, unlike my book. So go and check out how not to screw yourself financially. It's a must read. You can take the paperback version. You can take the Kindle version. Please go and check it out. And I'm pretty sure you'll have some amazing nuggets that as I had. So thank you so much, Abu. It was great to have you in the show. I look forward to collaborate more with you in future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, people. And all of you who are watching Haritosh, this is the last part. I stumbled upon Haritosh during pandemic. This is the silver lining to the gray cloud. You have to follow Haritosh. You have to follow Haritosh for his passion, for his dedication, for his honesty, for his go-getter attitude. So if he is not good at something, he will work day in and day out till the time he becomes good at that thing. So when you have people like Haritosh around you, so it is beautifully said, if you have circle of friends and if you don't get inspired, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. I get inspired because I have people like Haritosh, I have people like Shweta Maheshwari, people like Taiba, and I'm getting inspired. So if you are not following Haritosh and if you are looking for inspiration, go ahead, subscribe to Haritosh's YouTube channel. He is everywhere. Just follow him and inspiration will be there.
Thank you so much, Abu. Thank you. That was so kind of you. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have some more fun in future. So until next time, people, if you have not gone through the book, please go and check out Small Town Bigger Dreams, a collection of 21 lessons that I've learned over the years and that has helped me uh, be successful and do what I do now. And until next time, as I say every time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep going out of your comfort zone. This is Haritosh, and this was part of Small Town Bigger Team interviews. I'll be back with another person who inspires me every time I connect with. Stay tuned.
Thank you.